a ride to a Motor Guzzi function in Ohio tomorrow. Or is it West Virginia? I forget. Anyway, I thought I would bring up radiator caps. People think that a radiator cap is just like a cap on a bottle, like a gallon of milk or something like that. It isn't. It does more than hold the water, the coolant, in your radiator. See that spring? That spring in there will release pressure. This spring has a tension to it that will allow the excess pressure, the pressure that the cap is designed to hold, it will allow the pressure above that to go out through the tube on the top of your radiator to a tank that will collect that water that is the coolant that is pushed out. I forget what that tank is called, a surge tank or something like that. But it will, see, you want to keep your, this is intended to keep pressure on your radiator inside the radiator, because the water will not boil at 212 degrees at sea level if you keep it at if you keep it under pressure somewhat. If this cap will hold, say, 10 pounds or 8 pounds extra, it will ensure that the water won't boil in the engine. And why do you want it to not boil? What is boiling? Boiling is a liquid transforming into a gas. Okay, now just picture your cylinder liner with water. It's inside your engine. The cylinder the water jacket around the cylinder. Just picture that water boiling. All right, meaning turning from a liquid to a gas around the cylinder where the heat is. All right, if it does that, if there's a gas there, or even a high percentage of the material around the water jacket is gas, that can't conduct water away from the cylinder. So it will actually make it even worse than just the engine getting hot. It can destroy the engine overheating. All right, so that is why you have a pressurized radiator cap, and they're very specific. When this gasket goes bad on your radiator cap, you don't want to go to the auto parts store and buy one off the rack. It's probably going to be from China. You don't want to buy one on eBay because it's $2 cheaper with free shipping. You don't want to do that. You want to buy a radiator cap from the dealer. Now this has two gaskets on it. The one inside the cap where my thumb is touching, okay, and then this one right here. Now there's two functions to this cap. It lets excess pressure out. It keeps pressure in to keep the water from boiling until it gets much warmer than the normal boiling point at sea level. Okay. Now when your engine cools down, it has pushed out fluid, and you're now going to be low on fluid. All right, these kind of caps will pull that water back in through vacuum, because as the engine cools, it will put a slight vacuum, and it will suck the coolant back in. And this radiator cap is designed not only to let excess pressure out, but it will allow coolant to be pulled back in from that overflow tank. So you want to be very, you don't want to buy an aftermarket radiator cap. And especially you don't want to buy something like this on eBay. There's too many counterfeit items on eBay, like NGK spark plugs, which are the only ones I use, or ND. There's been counterfeit spark plugs sold on eBay, NGK. There are stories going around, and they've actually destroyed some engines, because the spark plugs come apart, and part of the spark plug gets sucked into the engine, and the piston comes up and smashes that metal part, whatever went into the cylinder, and it could break valves, damage the head, break the piston, crack the block, crack the head. So you only want to buy spark plugs and radiator caps from your dealer. You can buy NGK spark plugs at, I think it's Advance Auto. They stock them, or they will have them for you tomorrow. And they're, what are they, $2, $2.50 a piece. So anyway, I just thought I would bring that up. And for the 4 or 5 people out there that don't know, antifreeze coolant is a deadly poison. It will kill you if you drink it. It's sweet. You don't want to have it around pets. You have a bowl on the, you have a bucket on the ground with antifreeze in it. Your dog, your cat, animals may be tempted to drink it. I actually put it out for mice. Little milk caps. I slide them under my storage racks over in my storage compartment, and hopefully the mice drink it. It disappears, and then I don't see mice anymore. They go after the corn and the peanuts I put out for my animals in my storage room. But anyway, radiator caps are pretty important. Don't buy a counterfeit or a cheap knockoff. Buy only from the dealer. Nice day. I should be out, but I'm going tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day before Memorial Day. And I'm going to take my Kawasaki. I prepared it today. I lubed the chain. I think I showed people how I lube my chains. I use this bottle, and I have 90 weight in there, and I do each link individually. I do them in 3 places. The side plate here, the side plate there, and on one side of the roller, because it will get under the roller through capillary action. But my tire pressures are good. I'm trying this location for my GoPro. And of course the camera I'm holding is my prism tube, the Senna prism tube, which mounts on the side of my helmet. I like this camera I'm using now better, but you only see from on the left side of the road. You don't see what's on the right side of the road with this camera, because it's mounted on the side. So, but it's good enough. So that's about all I have to say about radiator caps. See you there.